that may include communication. There's a film from a prominent member of the Flood Authority East that was recently released that shows him out there saying how 11% of the coast was lost as a result of oil and gas activity. I don't know what the number is, but I do know that the state of Louisiana was growing or accreting before the levees were put on the Mississippi River system in the 1930s. Our state was growing. We've lost 1,900 square miles since then. I'm not saying that every foot of coast we've lost is as a result of levees, but I do believe that science shows that that is the major cause. I do believe that if the levees weren't there, these oil and gas canals would have filled in many cases. Again, not letting the guys off the hook, not saying there's not liability there. But I do think that right now our estimates are that the Corps of Engineers management practice on the river, including the levees and how they dredge and don't beneficially use the dredge material. I do believe that right now our folks have quantified that to be about $2 billion in losses to our coast every year. $2 billion. So I heard the Flood Authority say, and they were testifying for the legislative committee, that they thought they could get $9 billion. They threw out there. I don't want to pretend to speak for them, the numbers that I heard them say. So under the contract they have, under $9 billion settlement, they would have to pay the attorney $2 to $3 billion, which then leaves $7 billion, potentially $6 billion. That would pay for 3 years, maybe 4 years of what the Corps' unsustainable practices were. We have been working tirelessly with our congressional delegation, with the Corps, through this task force that President Obama set up, where we actually made a lot of progress. Lisa Jackson was the chair. She was awesome. We made a lot of progress in trying to turn this thing around. So my point is, we've extended to the state of Louisiana, while we've been able to get a lot of money, we've been able to channel the efforts and focus the efforts in the same direction of all the levee districts and parishes and everybody else. We could spend $2 billion a year just to stay even, not to get ahead. So that very idealistic, potentially, or hopeful settlement of $9 billion would potentially buy us that many years, 2 to 3 years of time. Excuse me, 3 or 4 years of time, against the efforts of the Corps. It's one of those situations where you say you're putting a Band-Aid on a heart attack patient or whatever. In my mind, we've got to address this BP thing. We have to address the FEMA issue. We have to address the Corps of Engineers issue. And the reason I put FEMA issue up there is because there are timelines we have to do where we potentially, if we don't do things by certain time, we miss opportunities. The Corps of Engineers issue, in my mind, is absolutely crucial. I believe we've made progress with it through this task force the President set up, and now through the Restore Council is carrying on some of that work. But that and the BP are the two biggest things going on right now. As much as all of us here would like to see progress made overnight, we'd like everybody to be sustainable, all 2 million people live in South Louisiana. We'd like to have this incredibly productive ecosystem. I don't believe that you can go out there and launch a multi-pronged attack and be successful. Meaning, I don't think you can go out there and go through BP and do the FEMA stuff and do the Corps stuff and do the oil and gas stuff. And there are others. I don't think you can do all those at the same time. We have spent a lot of time looking very carefully, and I say we, I'm actually talking to people that are a lot smarter than I am to do this from a science perspective, and some great attorneys, inside and outside state government. We've spent a lot of time, and I mean years, studying this and trying to determine how do you best sequence this stuff, how do you best approach this methodically to best achieve the outcomes we're all looking for. This board did talk to us about this, and I think they first mentioned it in December. We went and met in January. Met with the executive.